optical art. Okay guys, so a lot of people believe that obviously Bitcoin's dropping. They think this is a simple correction. It's going to push higher. We're in a super cycle. We're still in a bull run. I believe that we're entering a bear market, and I'm going to show you why this is the case. I already have charts that can pretty much help me find tops, major tops for drops for Bitcoin. But I also have charts that can help me predict the tops for the stock market. And when you understand how much Bitcoin is tied into Wall Street, when you can actually find out where the tops are for the stock market and for Bitcoin, between the two, you can actually tell if we're entering a bear market. So I'm going to go over this and explain why this is the case. So I had this chart rewound back where price was at this particular video right here. This was on October 16th. I'll put a link up to this video now. All these videos I'm referencing, I'll have a link in the description and pinned to this first comment. By the way, all of these live charts you can access on my website 24/7. It's optiartcrypto.com. That link will also be pinned in the first comment in the description. Let me play a clip of this for you real quick. Now we pushed above the RSI to potentially come down. That is at this same resistance level back here. So I'm telling you, it is very possible we come down. Yes, could we push up to around 65,000 or 67,000? It's possible. But that will be the top before we continue dropping. We're not in a bull market, we're entering a bear market. So, and I was telling you, if we pushed up, it'd be around 67,000 top out. Take note this line right here. This was a tweet I made, and this was October 20th, saying that potentially our top is this yellow line, that the Dow Jones would either top out right here, this red ring or this orange ring, and that the DXY would bottom here, was looking bullish to push up. And I made a tweet also, this one here, that should be the top for now. This is October 20th. It says that should be the top for now, G1 and H1. And I was showing you H1 and G1 chart. So let me play out this chart here. I'll just let it play out. And I talked about, this line would be resistance right here. And this line here would be your support. So if I play this out, you can see what happened. We pushed up. That was the top. And this line I've been talking about for a while was our support. That's currently our support right now. So this is the published version of this chart. Published this on August 29th. Take note, this green, if you can see my cursor, this green line right here is this line I have outlined with this yellow line, where I have this arrow right here. That is that same line. And take note, this support level. So if I hit play on this chart, you can see this is that green line right here. This green line. That green line, and then you got this line here. So when I hit play, it's going to find resistance here and find support here. So again, the way I create these charts, I have your resistance levels mapped out way ahead of time, and I have your support levels mapped out, so you know when to short, when to long. This chart here, so I had this rewound back to the 19th of October 2021, and take note, I'm referencing, I had this line here. See this red fib channel line? And this blue fib channel line here, H1 chart. You'll see right here, this was October 19th. H1 Bitcoin chart has been updated with new fib channels. The white lines are your current strongest support and resistance levels. So if you'll notice, right here, see this blue fib channel line right here? That is this blue fib channel line right here. And you can see this red fib channel line up here. That is this red fib channel line up here. And if I hit play, you'll notice back here, I said the G1 chart we top out around 67,000, and we would also top out at this red fib channel line. So let me play this out so you can see how this played out. So I'm going to stop this right here. So again, what I was saying was, in this, because I had the H1 chart, this looked like this would be resistance. The G1 chart we were topped out here, this is likely point to put in a short. And you can see from that point we came down a total of, that was about almost 14% we dropped from this target I gave you in advance. This chart here, so this again, look at this chart was created on, this chart was created on October 19th. And look how well price has been respecting this chart. I mean, again, this was, price action was over here, right? We pushed up, we got rejected. Look, resistance, came down to support, and we pushed up. And I made another video saying, look, it's possible we're topped out around 63,500. This would be an ideal to put in a short. I had made a tweet about it. Let's see here. Right here, October 25th, just for your information, coming up on matching resistance levels for H1 and C1. So I was saying when you hit this point, this is where price was at the time. I said this would be an ideal point to short. I had matching targets on the C1 chart. I'll show this in a bit, and the H1 chart. Actually, let me leave this up. So let's go back. And by the way, okay, so let's go to this real quick. So this was a video I put out. This was October 25th, also saying, look, Bitcoin price pump short 63,500 down to 53,000. Bitcoin price drop targets. I was telling you this would be an ideal point to short. I even made a post. I usually just post on Twitter and Discord, but I made a post on the community section of YouTube. I said right here, looking for a spot to short Bitcoin. If you're a swing trader, this is a freebie for you. BTC price pump from support level. I pointed out in a previous video. We're coming up on matching resistance levels for two different charts. 63,500 be a likely point for a reversal to start dropping. Happy trading. And right here, I was letting you know, guys, this was a perfect point to put in a short. A lot of people are giving me a lot of crap. We're in a bull run. There's going to be no retrace. Well, let's look at what happened. Let's hit play. So that's where we're currently at right now. So you can see that played out perfectly. I said too short from this point. How much did we come down? So that was another top, a call for a top. We dropped a total of, it was almost 9%. So if we come down, well, your support levels are down here. You can see we're bouncing back and forth between resistance, support, resistance, support. So, you know, something's going to happen eventually, but I'm just showing you how I'm able to call these tops in advance. It's because of how these charts are set up. And this also ties into the stock market, which I'm going to get into in just a minute, why I believe we're in a bear market. Let me see where we are now here. So again, I talked about the C1 chart. So again, when I go back here, remember this H1, the G1 chart, this tweet here, I was talking about, so let's see here. So the C1 chart, it was two charts it showed me, the H1 chart and the C1 chart. You notice the C1 chart. 63,500 had two charts in confluence, which told me we were likely coming down. So anyways, you saw how that played out. I let you guys know in advance in the community section. And this, before I get into the Dow Jones, guys, this is important. If you understand how I'm able to call these tops in advance, you'll understand why I believe we're in a bear market, and then when you get to the Dow Jones chart, it'll make more sense. But I was able to call the top at 65K way in advance because of this ring. Let me play a clip of this for you. I'll put a link up to it now if you want to check it out. This orange ring above, this is the point we get rejected and we start coming down. And this will be our support. If the 20-week breaks, your support will be right here. And just to give you an idea, that target is going to be around potentially 39,000 to 41,000. So I was telling you this orange ring was the top for a drop. I know it sounded crazy to people at the time, but it did play out that way. If you understand how these charts work, and again, this will tie into the Dow, but I said this orange ring was the top before a drop. This right here, this is the same chart. If you'll notice, you got this orange ring, you got this red ring, and this white ring. I said this was the top to come down. I'm going to hit play. This chart was published on November 14, 2020. This is the orange ring, the white ring, and the red ring. Watch what happens. We pushed up, we topped out perfectly at that orange ring. We came down right where this white ring and this orange ring intersect, and we pushed up. Again, just showing you. Orange ring, red ring, white ring. We actually bottomed right here, and then we started pushing up. So again, you can use fib circles to predict tops and bottoms as well as moves. So if we go to, and this is the actual chart. This is where we topped out. And you can see we came down, we bottomed right here where these two rings intersect. You can see we topped out at this blue ring, found support on the yellow ring, pushed up, found a little support, and then we pushed up, and now we're coming down. So just like I was able to call the top with this orange ring on this Bitcoin chart, I'm able to do the same with the Dow Jones. And before we get into that, what I'm trying to show you is Bitcoin is tied into Wall Street. You can see back here when we had our COVID crash, the Dow Jones dropped a total of it dropped down 38.34%. Bitcoin dropped about 63%. So Bitcoin dropped almost twice as much as the Dow Jones. So what I'm saying is if we have a correction with the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, the S&P, Bitcoin's going to come down as well. When the Dow Jones pushed up around 95%, Bitcoin pushed up around 1,500%. So if the Dow comes down, the other markets come down, Bitcoin's going to come down as well. This chart here, I've covered this chart plenty of times. Again, this is another example of Fib circles predicting tops. Every time we hit a green ring, we drop. Green ring, drop. This one had our COVID crash. That's this white ring. We hit this green ring, we dropped. We're at this green ring right now. And this is in October through November. I'm expecting us to have a lot of downside. If we go to this chart, guys, so this is the chart I use to predict this crash back here. You notice this white arrow. We found resistance at this orange ring, crossed this red ring, and we had a drop. The yellow arrows are just showing where we found resistance. I'm going to show you the published version of this chart. So the published version, these orange rings are green, and these red rings are white. But you can see how we found support down here, support here, resistance here, and we found support over here, way out. This is September 23rd. We found support right on this orange ring. And I'll get into this, but I told you that if the Dow pushed up, this would be the top before it dropped. This is the Dow Jones chart currently. You can see that we almost made it to this point. I said that this could potentially be the top. If we did push up, this would be the top before it dropped. You can see the Dow is now coming down. So the reason I believe that we're in a bear market, not because Bitcoin doesn't look bullish or shouldn't look bullish, but because Bitcoin follows Wall Street. If the stock market has a correction, Bitcoin was correct as well. That's why I expected these major drops, because I'm expecting a lot more downside for the Dow Jones. And you can clearly see we have a red candle, we're coming down. This right here is the same chart. I just want to show you. And again, this, you can see this. Let me go back to this one here. So you can see this red ring right here. Again, these are white rings. So if I go to this chart here and move this back. So this white ring right here, you see my cursor? This is this red ring right here, right? And these very light colored green rings right here, like right here and right here, that is the orange rings. So let me play this out. So this is where that red ring, I was saying we possibly have a crash. These are the targets I gave. This is published January 7th, 2020. I'm going to play. You can see we crashed, we came down. And notice right here, notice we found, that's what I'm showing you, the same rings. So you notice we found resistance here. This is also a red ring, this white ring. Then notice this green ring right here, resistance, support, resistance, support. That is right here. We found resistance, support, resistance, and support. And if I play this chart out all the way to current price action, see these green rings right here? Watch where we bottom, right on this green ring. And then we pushed up, and this is the next green ring above, and you can see this matches. This right here, this is that green ring, and this is that green ring above, which is where I said we would top out. You see that green ring right here, the orange ring, and this is orange ring we found support. I'm telling you, this is the top for the Dow to come down. So if we're topped out with the Dow Jones, and the Dow Jones corrects again, expect Bitcoin to come down as well. So again, I'm just showing you, I think we are topped out with the Dow. If the Dow continues up and I'm wrong, be bullish on Bitcoin, guys, but give it time. We're just now at the end of October. I'm telling you, potentially we're going to have a lot of downside the end of October through November. I did a heavy short on the Dow. I'm ready for this to come down. And again, I don't know why it'd be any different. Last time you can see what happened when, right here, when the Dow Jones had a 38% correction, Bitcoin corrected around 63%. So if we have another major correction with the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, the S&P, Bitcoin's going to correct as well. And I believe we are topped out to have a drop. And again, the DXY, guys, the DXY is already pushed up 5.47%. So again, that is why I am bearish on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a hedge against the US dollar. The US dollar keeps pushing up. I get it. There's inflation, there's supply issues, there's shortages. That's why the prices are going up, but the value of the dollar is actually going up as well. That is deflation. So again, I'm just showing you that is why I'm so confident we're in a bear market, not because of Bitcoin alone, but because of the stock market potentially being topped out to have a drop. And again, guys, if you do want to access these charts, website's optimalcrypto.com. Link will be pinned in the first comment and description. That's it, guys. Till the next video, trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.